I was born in 1934 in the town of Schneidemühl, on the eastern border of Germany, near Poland. My parents, Leo and Marie Florian, owned the largest butcher shop in town. They were devout Catholics, and I became an altar boy at age 6. My parents opposed the Nazis, but they did not dare to do so openly. They demonstrated their dislike of the regime in quiet ways. They refused to speak out against the Jews. My mother refused to apply for the Bronze Mother Cross, which she became eligible at my younger sister's birth in 1940. In a totalitarian society, there are many secrets. Even before I started school, I understood that there was a difference between what is spoken outside the home and what is shared inside. Adults who disagree with the government cannot speak freely. By age 5, it was already clear to me that there were two value systems, the outside and the inside. School was my introduction to Nazism. Our teachers were Nazis. Our curriculum were Nazism, and our school books were Nazi propaganda. There were no Jewish children in our school. They weren't allowed to attend German schools by then. We were taught that Jews were bad and children should stay away from them. I knew only one Jew, our family doctor, who escaped to England before the war. Every boy had to join the Hitler Youth at age 10. When I became 10, I joined the Jungvolk. My brother, who was 3 years older than I, had joined 3 years before. We were relieved when my mother made an excuse so that neither of us had to participate. In January 1945, Russian troops moved closer to Germany and my family made plans to leave. My father, along with all German men, was required to stay and defend the fatherland. We boarded the train, but before it left the station, Russian planes attacked. Many people were injured and killed. I loudly blamed the Nazis for this awful, chaotic situation. My mother held my mouth shut, so I didn't put my whole family in peril. We grabbed our luggage and returned home. A few weeks later, the Russian army marched into our town. I saw much death and destruction. Our family fled across the border to Poland. The Russian took my father and other able-bodied German men to the east to do hard labor. After several months, he returned. After the war, in a decision made by the four powers, our town became part of Poland. 14 million people were displaced. We were given just a few days to leave. We could take only what we could carry. We were loaded on boxcars. The cold and the lack of food and water took its toll. Many of the old, the young and ill did not survive the relocation. In Poland, we were forced to wear an N for Niemiec. In 1945, we moved to East Berlin, where we had relatives. In East Berlin, I went back to school. I now got a taste of communist propaganda. I witnessed the workers' uprising in June 1953, which was brutally put down by the communist regime in East Berlin with the help of Russian tanks. In 1947, I saw a documentary on the Holocaust in a movie theater in Berlin. I was shocked. How could my people have done such a horrible crime? I felt betrayed by those I had looked up to as my mentors and role models. I was deeply ashamed. I was really angry at the conspiracy of silence which had kept me ignorant. I made a pledge to join those who warn that genocide can happen again to any group of people, anywhere, if we forget and cease to be vigilant for the rights and dignity of all men and women and the sanctity of all life.